How about that start of the weekend?
Yeah, that's a great way to come out. Definitely just really proud of the team. I thought they were ready for the challenge, knowing what was coming to town, and they did a really good job blocking in and preparing all week long. Um, and just, I mean, a complete game. Like our offense, our defense, our pitching, and just really fun to see their confidence continue to grow as we get deeper in the season against these quality top 10, top 5 opponents that we're facing.
I mean, the bats against Pickens, I mean, how much of a win psychologically was it to see her exiting the game with nobody out in the third inning?
Yeah, I mean, always good when you can get to an ace early, and she's a great pitcher for a reason. I would expect her to change her plan, and we might see her again tomorrow. And that's part of this league. It's a grind, and anybody can beat anybody any given day. And I thought they really did a good job of staying disciplined and just having quality at bats, making her throw a lot of pitches early on in the game, so we could really kind of work our way up and down the lineup.
I know the disappointment was there when you couldn't complete the deal against South Carolina, but it had to be real satisfying to see your girls come back and really put this effort together.
It was a good bounce back, and I think that's one thing we've done really well all year long is they know how to respond. They're ready. I think they really play up for the big games when they know there's a challenge and maybe nobody really expects us to come out and compete. And we know how good we are and can be, and we want to come out ready every single game. And I think that's the challenge moving forward through the rest of the weekend. Can we bring that same intensity and excitement for game 2 and game 3?
Flashing the leather all over the diamond there. You got the catches by Sierra and Briley, the diving play up the middle. I mean, the defense behind Aspen, they were just sparkling.
They are. I mean, they were just so good all night long, and it's what we see in practice, and that's why sometimes when people say our fielding percentage might be brought up, we don't worry about the stats of that at all because we know how good we are defensively, and just athlete after athlete all around that field, and really fun to see them all have their moment and just go out. I think trying to do whatever they can to make a play for their pitcher on the mound, and it was fun to see, especially those freshmen in the middle. They're just getting better and better, more confident, and same with Briley and Sacco. I think just big outs when we needed them for both of them.
85 pitches for Aspen through 5 innings. It's a lot for 5 innings, but she can come back later in the week and keep it back.
Yeah, I think so. She's done a really good job of continuing to take care of body. She's been throwing a lot of pitches. She's in year 5. But it allowed us to save the rest of our pitching staff as well, which was huge. But I thought she did a great job, even when she ran into some trouble or had some base runners on, of locking down and going right at hitters and using her defense behind her. I think she had a lot of confidence in them and just kept feeding them and mixing speeds like she always does to get us out of some jams.
Do you talk about the big picture with this group at all, or is it very much one game at a time? Because I know, I mean, this group is, we're starting to talk about hosting conversations and potentially being a top 16 seed here.
We do talk about it. We don't really shy away from the honest conversations, and it was a conversation this week after the South Carolina series and how we were mad that we came home with only 2 wins. And so the conversation was that all of our goals are still right in front of us and that we control our own destiny. But how do we continue to do that when the moment can kind of maybe get big? And the answers that they came up with was continue to take it one game at a time, trust our process, leaning on each other, and not worried about what's being said on the outside, because all along it's just been trusting ourselves and picking ourselves every time, and it doesn't matter really what's being said or not said about us on the outside. I think the maturity they've had and the leadership has really just allowed them to continue to stay locked in for each challenge, one game at a time for us.
So how did it feel to get all that started tonight?
It felt amazing. We knew Pickens was going to be a good pitcher, so it was just about timing her up and getting on time early, and then adjusting our plan as the game went on. So it was good to get started in the first inning there.
I mean, the wind was not doing you any favors on that ball out in the gap there. What you see was going through your mind as you ran that one down?
Well, all I'm thinking about is I got to catch this ball, and I'm just going back and I'm like, I got to make a play. So I just stick my glove out and I catch it. So I just want to make a play for my team.
It was like to watch everybody else turn in those highlight-worthy plays as well, whether Briley or sailing up the middle, Nadia, pretty much everybody.
Yeah. Well, at practice, we're always on the attack mode on defense, so it's nothing new that we're seeing, but it's just like elevated because of the timing and the game and situation. So it's not surprising, but it's just like exciting to see on the field. So.
What were the emotions like at the end when the run scores on the fastball? You know you've got the win, and just talk about what was going through the mind of the team at that moment.
Everybody's excited because we knew that she was the winning run. So it's like as soon as the pass ball goes, everybody starts cheering. So it's just exciting, like going all through the dugout.
You're the type of player, obviously, who can put a lot of pressure on defenses and pitchers, which is what you want to do against somebody of Pickens' caliber. So was that just sort of the game plan coming in as disrupt them any way you can?
Yeah, plan is always just to put the ball in play. So we've had the machines up to like 80 miles an hour in here, just like hitting off velocity constantly and just seeing the ball get there fast. So we do come in and hear our plan.
What's it like when you see your defense doing that behind you tonight? It seemed like 4 or 5 players made Sports Center worthy plays back there.
I mean, I think it was just awesome, and it just the fact that everyone is getting to see what we see in practice. I mean, Sierra started off with us. I mean, that was the biggest play like I have ever seen, like her catch. And honestly, whenever she caught it, I was like, did she catch that? Like it looked like it was like her glove was a vacuum, and I was like, there's no way. And then it just kind of, it's stuff like that to see. And then Salem is just crazy, like out there, and so is Kylie. I mean, every single one of them, Nadia, Briley. I mean, I think everyone had one on the field, and it is just so amazing that they're playing for Mississippi State, and we're so lucky to have them.
Your off-speed stuff seemed like it was really working against that lineup. You went to that pitch to get some big outs there. You had a good feel for it, I take it?
Yes, I did. You know, that's probably like one of my biggest things that I try to work on. I not only just that, but every other pitch as well, and I try to take time in just doing the spins and everything every single day before game time. So yeah, I would say it was working, and it was really good.
It was talked about the pre-conference schedule, playing teams like Oklahoma, Clemson, and all of those, and preparing you for moments like tonight. You kind of see that?
Yes, sir. I agree. I was just talking to somebody outside that we played like these really big teams at the beginning of the year to prepare us for teams like this now, and all of them are so good. I mean, and you have like a team like Oklahoma, and you just have to go out there and play freely. Like you just can't be tense. And I know it's hard to do that whenever, yeah, it is like Oklahoma, Clemson, and then Tennessee, but whenever you just know you have your team behind your back, like that just means everything, and that's why we get to play so freely.
I know you're not pitching directly against the other pitcher, but in a game, in a series where you think runs are maybe going to be at a premium, you see your offense just putting up big numbers there. What's that like for you in the dugout, knowing, hey, I'm going to get a pretty comfortable lead?
Yeah, whenever we get a pretty good lead like that, or just a lead, a run at least, I mean, it puts all of us pitchers, and it doesn't feel like we're putting all the pressure on us, even though we shouldn't do that anyways. But just having the ball in your hands all the time, and then whenever we do go to offense and they do score some runs, I think that's just very helpful and just helps us breathe a little bit. And so yeah.
I mean, is anything going through your mind on that ball up the middle, or is it just? I mean, I'm sure it's just instincts taking over.
Zach has been hitting a lot of backhands to me, so that definitely helped with getting that ball. But I just wanted to really help Appy out, Aspen. So that was just what I wanted to do. And Kylie did a really great job catching that ball. Cause yeah, I watched it in slow motion. I was like, please catch it, and she did such a great job just catching it with one hand. So proud of her.
Just talk about the win in general and how good it felt at the end. That pass ball up, run the score, it was over.
We had so much energy throughout the whole game. It was just all of us together. It was great, you know. We knew we had to win a game. We want to win this home series, so we're all in. Club News is open.
Sarah was talking about the pitching machine. You had the velocity cranked up to get ready for Pickens and the speed that she brings. Did that help it seem not quite as fast when she was throwing the game?
Yeah, the coaches did a really great job of programming those machines, so it made it just like batting practice really when we went up against her. And, yeah.